It's your lady Shani Slay, back with another video. This video is titled "Stop Letting Your Teenage or Young Elementary Adolescents Have a Boyfriend." Yeah, it's tough, but you just can't do it. Like, I grew up with my mom in a single household. Actually, we live with my grandmother, but I just figured, like, I put this out there because I see a lot of young children and teenagers, dating at this time of life, and to me it's kind of just like nonsense, and it's kind of not cool. Like, that's not cool. You should not train your children at a young age that it's okay to date, because a lot of things that you do dating wise, you should be 18. It shouldn't be no child thinking about having a boyfriend. And if the child's influence of having a boyfriend comes from school, I think you should just like try to reverse their mindset into just becoming whole for themselves, and just let them live life by themselves and think about other stuff. My reasons for that is because, like, having relationships can be really stressful. It can be really stressful. It's okay for your child to have friends of the other gender and whatnot, but as far as dating, like, that's kind of like, you don't want to promote this stuff to your kids. And it's like, you kind of letting them explore at a young age or whatever, and they may want to explore. My children, they always ask, as they got to their little, middle school stages, "Oh, we want a boyfriend. Why can't we have a boyfriend?" I'm just like, why do you need a boyfriend? What do you have to offer at this age to a boy or a man? Like, you should be thinking about your goals, getting yourself together. And my mom, she let me have a boyfriend at a young age, and it kind of like ruined my life growing up tremendously. My mom, she kind of let me have a boyfriend at the age of like maybe like 10 and up, probably. And it was like, I'm not blaming her, but it's from the time of her age where she grew up, where they were just getting out of like that young marriage and young dating stage. And I was like caught in the midst of it. But because of that, I had a like a lot of bad experiences. My mom, she worked a lot. She never got a chance to like tell me anything about dating and anything like that, and anything about financial stability and fixing my credit at a young age or anything like that. So when I got I was really young dating, and also I got pregnant at a young age. I got pregnant at 15. So with that being said, I grew up with my children, and I never had a chance to like feel who I was. Like, I was always stuck in this bubble. Like, now I got 2 kids to take care of, but I could not physically and mentally like get a hold of myself. So I would encourage you young ladies with children, don't let them grow up thinking it's okay to date at a young age. Just train them to care about themselves and worry about themselves and their stability growing up for themselves. And so that way they can have a chance to experience life without all the hassles and all the stress of men in dating or females in dating. Yeah, I had a child at a young age, and I was still having like male friends, and it made me lose out on a lot of opportunities because I was always being controlled by this older man, which was 4 years older than me. I was going to summer school maybe a year or two after I had my first child, and the guy that I first, got into like a friendship with, other than my child's father, like turned really abusive towards me because I still had friends. Like, I still wanted to experience that friendship stage where I could just talk and laugh and have fun. But you gotta realize, like, having a relationship, men are selfish. Like, they're delusional to thinking like, oh, it's only supposed to be you and them when you're still trying to grow up and explore and experience your life. So it just like set me back far, far, far. And the stuff that I'm doing now, raising 2 children, like, I feel like I should just now be doing. Although I bought a house at a young age, I bought my first house at 24. It was just by the grace of God that house was really affordable, like, but it had a lot of stuff that needed to be done. So I took a lot from my kids. Like, I could never give them my full me because I was always working, trying to make us become stable. And yeah, it's just like, just teach your kids better, because they will grow up realizing they will have a grudge against you because you weren't that stability and that support that they needed. They, like, you just let them branch off and explore, dating and these unnecessary emotions. And that kind of made me to where I'm really bitter against men, because it's a lot of stuff that I didn't work on that I should have been working on instead of focusing on a relationship. And I look for men to take care of the stuff for me, not realizing that it takes more in life than just, hugging and cuddling and, stuff like that. So, yeah, I always look back and I say, well, yeah, I had baby dolls when I was little, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted a baby and a family at a real young age. Probably, like, I would say my youngest is that I thought about having a relationship is like 6 or 7 years old. Like, I always, had Barbie dolls and stuff, and I always thought like, okay, I want a family. I want to get married at a young age. Like, I know people that's been married or dating since they were like 6 and 7, and they grew up dating till they were like 70 and 80 years old. And that stuff is not it's not the same in this world. And I just figure like more parents should protect their children. And like, it's kind of hard for my children because some parents don't think that same way. Like, my kids, they see, children in the hallway kissing and hugging. Then they'll come home, oh, why can't we have a boyfriend? Because you're not grown. Like, most of the stuff that people can do when they're in a relationship, you have to be grown to do. So why would you want to set yourself back and just have a boyfriend? Like, it's not like you're gonna be able to bring this boy or, over my house so you can hang out or something like that and close doors and stuff like that. So why even want to have a boyfriend? Yeah, I think it's really sad and unfortunately how, the world is still in this it's in this riffraff because a lot of parents don't you know they don't protect their children. Like, they don't give them the certain mind frame of get stable before you have a boyfriend so stuff can actually work out for them. like I wish that, like, I love my mom, don't get me wrong, like, I love my mom, but I wish she would have been like more harsh on me and just, you know, more selfish with me, just like I am with my kids. My oldest daughter, she's 15 and I'm 31, so what does that tell you? Like, my mom, you know, I got pregnant with her at 15 and I had her at 16, and my mom, she told me to, you know, get an abortion, but I didn't listen because I wanted to, you know, I want to say, okay, well, I want to keep this baby because, you know, I want to keep this man in my presence. I don't want him to, you know, leave me or go out and be with somebody else. But that doesn't stop a man. That does not keep a man. Like, it doesn't. In fact, my children's father, he ended up going to prison in 2011, and I was just left raising 2 kids by myself. Like, I was literally like scared. We didn't have any protection, and it just led me into relationship after relationship after relationship because I was trying to fill this void of me not having a father in my life. And I was just trying to like take the easy route out and say, oh, if I get a man, you know, he can step in and help with bills and he can help take care of me and stuff like that. But it doesn't work like that. Like, you know, you can run a lot of men away doing that, thinking that, you know, they should have stuff that you don't even have for yourself. So yeah, so I try to teach my daughters, like, don't think about boys. Like, get your college education or get your you know, your stuff in order, come up with some goals. And, you know, it might be boring and stuff like that, but you can watch videos. You don't have to be accompanied by a man. You could just, you know, set up your life to where you want it to be, so you don't have any distractions. Like, you can do what you want. You can take trips. You don't have to have a man that's, you know, sitting over here nagging at you like my child's father did. Yeah, he became really abusive towards me because I had a phone number that I got from his friend's girlfriend, because his friend wasn't treating her right, and I ended up getting a number for her. And ever since then, he just started like abusing me, like trying to make me leave his house when I was going to visit with our newborn daughter. She was like 6 months. And like, you know, it really hurt me because I'm like, you know, this is your child, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to make us leave. And maybe it was the best thing that could happen. Like, maybe I should have just left and never looked back. But I ended up having another daughter 3 years later, and he became more aggressive. Like, he never changed. Yeah, so he ended up like, it was just so disgusting because for one, he was older than me. Second of all, you know, I was pregnant. He was abusing me. I like, anytime that he disrespected me or anything like that, because I wanted to have friends still, like, he would like tell me, anytime he was just like get in my face and stuff like that, I would tell him, well, you know, it's over, like, leave, don't be, I'm not being with you. He would kind of like try to fight me and try to get in my face and spit in my, like, talking, so it's so talkative and so, you know, rough that he's like literally spits coming out into my face, and I'm just like pushing him out of my face, and it would just turn into like arguments and fights. At one point in time, he went to prison. Well, matter of fact, when I was pregnant with my first daughter, it was the summer I was 15, and we were talking. Like, he begged me like to mess around with me. Like, he would be like, please, you know what I'm saying, please, please, please. And I'm just like, no, 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 no. But then we ended up doing it, and then I ended up getting pregnant. And come to find out, he said he did it on purpose. Like, he didn't want me to go anywhere. And I was sitting at his mom's house because his sister used to come get me like every day after school. And I was sitting there. She didn't have an idea like me and him were messing around or anything. But one day he came from some party, and he was already there before I got there, but he was down in the basement at his mom's, and he brought this girl upstairs, and I like had my head down on the couch, and I lift my head up and I saw him walking from his basement with another girl, and like, they basically like walked back to the party or something like that. But his sister's like, what's wrong? Like, I went outside and sat on the porch. She was like, what's wrong? And I'm like, your brother, I'm talking to your brother or whatever, and he ended up coming upstairs with another girl. And she was like, oh girl, don't be sad about that, that's what men do and stuff like that. And me being so young, like, for a man to pressure me to want to be, have sex with me, I'm thinking like, oh, he must really want me. Like, he must really like me. Like, it's been like a month, and he just keeps asking me time after time after I, never let him into my space. And yeah, he ended up having sex with this girl, and it was a big rumor. Like, I would always ask about it, and he would just swear, oh, I swear to God on my son, I swear to God on our kids that I didn't do nothing with that girl or whatever. But come to find out, well, when I had my second daughter, he ended up like shooting 2 people. And after all the times that we were fighting and stuff like that, and like, I would have to call the police on him, because he, like, after I try to break up with him or something like that, he would like try to kick me in my stomach, like, and I'll be like, why you're doing this? He like, oh, because if you're not gonna be with me, it's no point for you to have my baby and stuff like that. So I didn't end up having a miscarriage or anything, but it was like a couple months after that, after I had the baby, he ended up going to prison because he ended up catching a attempted murder case. And I was just stuck with my 2 kids. And yeah, so he was never in my kids' life. After that, I was just dating, like trying to find the right person. And I ended up moving out of my apartment because I was so scared like somebody was gonna come back and retaliate. And I ended up kind of like moving to a different part of my city, and I was just led on by all these men. And I think that I'm trying to protect my daughters because of the stuff that I went through. And plus, like, I feel like, a child should not have their mind on a guy. And a lot of these parents out here are promoting this type of stuff, like, oh, it's okay, you can have a boyfriend and stuff like that. But I don't think that's good for you to condition your child to be in relationships at a young age, because they don't know the difference between real and fake. And yeah, so me and him took like a 10-year break. Like, I didn't talk to him or anything like that. He always kept in touch with my kids through my mom and stuff like that, but I ended up talking back to him after like 10 years, and we got really close. And we started consider getting married and stuff like that. But I was already struggling paying rent on my own and stuff like that. And he basically like would call me like 10 times a day. He would tell me like, oh, if you need money to put on the phone, I'll call my friends and stuff and get you the money. But it was a point in time where it was like nobody would help him, and I ended up getting some money, and he would just call me like every day. like maybe like 6 or 7 times a day. And the times that I would be asleep, he would, like, when I ended up answering, he would be like, you know, you heard me calling you and this and that. And I'm just like, can I get at least a nap or two out the day? Like, you think that I'm supposed to put money on the phone 10 times a day to talk to you, and I'm already out here struggling with our 2 kids? Like, I was telling him, I said, I don't even buy myself stuff every day, so why do you think you can call me 10 times per day? Like I don't even spend $10 on my kids every day, so why would I be putting money on the phone? I was like, you know, you got to get over it, because me and you've been apart 10 years. Like, why can't you go a couple hours, a day or two without talking to me, when we went 10 years like not talking to each other? So in the midst of setting up the marriage and stuff, his counselor called me, and I just didn't answer the phone, because he just kept calling me, talking about how, you know, people, you know, messing with other people in prison, and he was just taking up for them, trying to fight other people. So I'm just like, this is like a waste of time. Like, you have not changed. I'm not about to waste all my money and time for you to come home and you doing what you want to do, and then you try to come home and blame me for stuff that I'm not even doing. Like, it's so you can just leave and I lose out on all the money that I spent on you. Like, so basically I just like cut him off again. And I do not want my daughters to go through that. Like, I don't care if it's a good man. Like, I just feel like that's perverted. Like, you know, you should not let your kids have a boyfriend at a young age. Like, you're promoting like perversion to them. Like, you know what happens in a relationship. Like, you know, all this kissing and stuff like that. Your child is not supposed to be doing that at a young age. Like, let them be kids. And when I'm saying let them be kids, like, let them go to school, study, play with their, you know, computer devices. Let them, you know, play with their dolls and stuff like that. Don't think that it's okay to have your daughter kissing and hugging a boy or thinking about a boy, like, at a young age, because all that's gonna do is condition them into just always thinking they have to rely on a man. Like, that's not how it has to be. I have did so good within the last few months that I have cut every guy off. Like, I stopped giving my sexual energy away. And I noticed, like, I have been kind of like, you know, falling off a little bit, but I have had more success and more energy, because I was like, I have a house in Detroit, and like the guys that I'll talk to, like, they didn't have a car, and it's like I would go take my time out of my day, and I would literally sit on this, like, okay, I'm gonna work until, you know, they call me, and I'm gonna just like go get them and, you know, take them to work and stuff like that, and, or go hang out with them. And it got to the point where I was so attached to these guys. Like, I would leave my kids at home, you know, one is 15, but I would leave them at home to go hang out with these men. Like, I would just be spending my gas, you know, my time, my money. Like, you know, I never kind of gave men money. Like, I gave a few men money, like one, without them having to do something with me. But after that, like, I learned my lesson. I'm like, I'm not about to give you no money so you can go do what you want to do, and then you could be with the next girl. Like, it's completely pointless. So yeah, I'm proud of myself on that. Like, these men, they be trying to manipulate you. Oh, well, you know, we talk, so they be like thinking that you're supposed to come get them from work and stuff like that. But no, I feel like, do what you did before you met me. You're not my boyfriend. Like, we're not married. Like, like, you could do what you got to do on your own. Like, but yeah, like, I just feel like, just stop letting your kids have boyfriends at young ages. I don't care if they 16. Like, just tell them to do something different. Keep a big eye on your child. Like I literally kind of treat my 16-year-old, like my 15-year-old, like she's still, like, you know, not like just being so hard on her or nothing like that, but I kind of teach her the same thing that I would tell a child. Like, no, you don't need to focus on no boy right now. Just focus on yourself, so you could be able to have you a big house and you don't have to have no distractions. You could be getting a car right now, you know, instead of trying to buy all these Christmas presents and birthday presents for this boy that's probably, you're probably not gonna be with him in a few years. Just focus on yourself. Yep, that's my lesson for today. Like, I don't know what it's gonna take, but I'm seeing too many young kids in relationships kissing and hugging. Like, that's kind of gross. Like, why would you want your kid to kiss somebody that you don't know where they've been and who they're talking to, who else they're talking to? Your kid could catch something like that. Like, it's cooties, and cooties is not just a joke. Like, cooties is, as I grew up, cooties is like STDs and stuff. Like, this is not a game. This is your child's life. And plus, like, you know, them kissing people and being around all that bad negative energy from these guys and stuff, you're gonna see your child in a depressed state. Like, when that boy is not around your child, you're gonna notice, like, your child's gonna be in a depressive mode. Like, that's all they're gonna be craving. They're gonna be craving a relationship. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just a motivation. I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do, but I'm just motivating these teen parents and these, you know, middle-aged parents. Like, oh yeah, it was so cute, this person's been together since they were 12. No, don't let your child have no boyfriend at 12. What do a kid know about having a boyfriend? Kissing. The other child might be more experienced than your child, and you're gonna be stuck with a grandchild at an early age because you sitting there being gullible and let your child, oh, I want my child to be happy, I don't want to. Yes, well, your child, you wouldn't do that if your child was 9. So why are you gonna let your teenager have a boyfriend? Never let your child go in the dark with another boy or another girl, because you never know what that child has experienced. Even though you know your child haven't experienced nothing, doesn't mean somebody else is not going to lead them into doing something that's not permitted. Like, so thank you guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to, you can leave some suggestions and some new topics I can talk about. Like and subscribe. Take care.